Welcome to Around the World News Network. I'm Nicholas Shirk. Today our top story comes from Washington, D.C., where Congress continues to battle over this infrastructure bill. $2 trillion, the asking price of President Joe Biden. However, not even many in his own party seem to want to be in agreement. Joe Manchin, being the main senator in question, is saying that he does not want to spend another $2 trillion. Republicans likewise are refusing to sign on into a $2 trillion infrastructure bill, making the argument that the infrastructure bill will only allow 5% of the entirety of the bill to be spent on infrastructure. Democrats, however, have replied back and argued that mental health, healthcare, and other factors, including cellular towers, count as infrastructure. Around the world, however, we also see other developments happening. In Myanmar, protests have continued on over these latest few months. The military continues to violently push back against the protests, arguing that there was in fact election fraud. Aung Suu Kyi is currently on trial for election fraud, and members of her party also have been arrested. Protesters, however, refuse to allow this military coup to completely control everything, and have been met with a flurry of rubber bullets, water guns, and real bullets. Over 200 people have died in the latest protests. Back in Europe now, the AstraZeneca vaccine has been stopped in Denmark. Denmark, using the fact that the AstraZeneca vaccine has been shown to produce blood clots inside of younger adults, has decided to pull the vaccine from distribution. AstraZeneca still is being used widely in France, the United Kingdom, and other nations inside of Europe. However, it is also being studied, and some other countries are debating about whether or not to pull the AstraZeneca vaccine. In the United States, the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine has also been suspended, as studies are showing that blood clots are being produced amongst younger adults. However, the Moderna vaccine is still in full use. Pfizer has recently come out saying that they may need to require a third shot to be fully immunized. Thus bringing up the debate, is the COVID vaccine going to be a one-and-done shot, or are we going to require it every year? We'll be right back after a quick commercial break. No, we're not. There we are. Welcome back to Around the World News Network. I'm Nicholas Shirk. We now go to the Middle East, where COVID vaccine passports are now being required by the Israeli government. The Israeli government has recently released that in order to enter the country, go into some hotels and restaurants, movie theaters, and many other parts of normal life, one will be required to have what is called the green passport. This passport will show that you have in fact received the COVID-19 vaccine and that you are safe to be around other human beings. This has been met with massive backlash and also is promoting a debate of whether or not a nation can require a COVID vaccine passport. Why is the COVID vaccine passport controversial? Well, many people are debating and arguing that too much private information will be at hand to the government. Others say that it is immoral and unjust to require a COVID vaccine passport to be scanned in order to go into a movie theater or restaurant or any other public location. The question then becomes, will people be required to have a COVID vaccine passport? Some make the argument it is necessary for safety, for the well-being of the community. In the United States, the debate is going on, and some states have already banned the use of a COVID vaccine passport, while other states are promoting a COVID vaccine passport. The state of New York and California have counties already distributing and requiring COVID-19 vaccine passports. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Around the World News Network. I'm Nicholas Shirk. As we just left off with COVID vaccine passports, now we go back to the Middle East, to Afghanistan. The Taliban has recently issued that they have in fact won the war against the United States of America. The United States of America is pulling all troops by September 11th, 2021, outside of Afghanistan. Afghanistan is currently still under contestation between the Taliban and the local government forces. The United States pullout signals that the United States just is going to leave and brings about the question of needless wars. Why was America in Afghanistan in the first place? You only have to go back to 2001, where Al-Qaeda attacked the Twin Towers in New York City. This caused an invasion into Iraq and into Afghanistan, the bringing down of Saddam Hussein. Later, in 2010, we see another pullout, slowly regaining troops in the Middle East. And then in 2014, 15, and 16, a continual withdrawal of troops out of Iraq brings about ISIS, the Caliphate. Barack Obama did call them the JV team. However, ISIS has been defeated, but the question still remains, do American troops still need to be in Iraq and Afghanistan and in Syria? This pullout seems to signal that the Biden administration will be focusing more on East Asia and Southeast Asia rather than the Middle East. This could be a very interesting turn of events. We also have noticed, speaking of Southeast Asia, the Philippines has sent a navy, as well as American cruisers, into the South China Sea, pushing back a Chinese navy and reestablishing free and economic trade route. Why is the South China Sea so controversial, you may ask? Well, China would go into the South China Sea, the Spratlys and the Scarborough Shoals, and build islands, claiming that these islands have always belonged to China since ancient times. Now these islands are fully militarized with rockets and missile protection, air bases, troops, navy stations, and an endless supply of oil. This is in international trade waters, so Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, and many other countries in the region have laid claim to these waters. The South China Sea has been claimed, according to the 9-dash line, by the People's Republic of China and the Republic of China, also known as Taiwan. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Around the World News Network. I'm Nicholas Shirk. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank you for spending this time with us here at Around the World News Network. And we would like to encourage you that if you continue to want to support unbiased news coverage of numerous things around the world, please support us on Patreon. For as little as $1 per episode, you can help keep unbiased news coverage in the world today. We're not a propaganda piece like the rest of them. My name is Nicholas Shirk, wishing you a happy day and a pleasant tomorrow.